Hey everybody, it's May 6th, 2023. It's about 21 degrees today, and I thought it would be a good day to get out in the bush and look for some wild edibles. And I got my axe here. Maybe we'll try to find some fatwood in this pine forest right now. I always like to replenish my stock of fatwood, and this is a great place to find it around here. So yeah, let's see what we can find today. This is I believe a red pine plantation. You can see the trees are in a row here, but it's a great down tree area around here. You can see in front of me there. And with fatwood, you always want to look for down pines, really sappy pines. And generally you'll find some. That branch right there. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some fatwood in there. Yeah, look at that. That is all fatwood. Yeah, a tree like this is perfect where to find fatwood. This down red pine like this, right in the corners where the branch meets the trunk is where you're gonna find it mostly. Yeah, that's decent, but I've seen more ambery glistening ones. I'm gonna try low on this tree here. You can see, look at all that. See how dark that amber bit is up here. And that piece right there, that's a beautiful chunk of fatwood right along that vein, just runs along there. That's great. You really have to get in deep on these guys, like, 3 inches, 4 inches back. This will all be white wood from then on. So here you can see an example here now of this is further up the branch, and there is some, there's some sap in there. There is some sap in there in the middle, but nowhere near. I mean, just look at the amber, that chunk on here that runs up the side, really deep in. Now this is like really basically at the trunk, so yeah, good chunks for sure. All right, so here's an example of just some pieces we found here. So you can see, look at how red that is. And that, oh man, that smells so good. That's just basically all resin right in there. And I shaved the back a bit here with my knife, and you can see, yeah, you can see how ambery that is. That is just a big chunk of resin, basically. A couple things here that are good to see. These are ramps, patch of ramps here. And they're actually fairly decent size for this time of year, especially since it's been so cold up until now. There's a few big ones back in there. And right beside it, kind of, well, all over the place really, is this, which is trout lily. And I've heard that it's an edible salad too. Now I'm gonna pick some and then maybe go home and test it, or like look it up first, but you can see it's all flecked like that. This is what I was looking for. These larger patches over here. You can smell them in the air too. The big patch of ramps right there, and one over there too. A couple over there, but this is the biggest one here. Oh man, can you ever smell these guys? Holy. It's like a cross between garlic and a really strong onion. My knife will work. Also want to see how big these bulbs are. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good one. Beautiful, and oh man, do they ever stink. I'm gonna be smelling them all the way home. All right, I got a fair amount there. I think that's all I'm gonna take for now, but pretty good haul. Nice bulbs, a few really fat ones. But yeah, we'll put these in the bag and go hunt for some ferns. That's super cool. There's just a bunch of ramps growing out of a rock here. Just in the moss. There's like a deep hole. Never seen that before. Here's an old puffball from last year, it looks like. Gone bad. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty big. Like size-wise. But the size of a football, almost. But yeah. Pretty interesting. I think there's a ring of them last time I was here. They had like a ring of puffballs around here. Almost like a fairy ring. They all went in a line. We talk about amazing fire tinder. Speaking of Fatwood, this is silver birch, I believe. No, I think when I looked it up, silver birch, I thought these were silver birch before. But when you look up silver birch, it comes up with white birch. So I think white birch and silver birch are maybe the same thing. But this is yellow birch, I think. It's like more oily, loose, papery birch. I prefer it to the white or silver birch bark, especially for fires. And yeah, just look how, let's see if I can get closer here. Just look how papery that is. It's just, you know, falls away. I might collect some of this actually. Always looking for tinder. And this doesn't hurt the tree either because it's already peeled away. I'm not tearing the bark out. I'm just taking the loose bits here that are just falling away naturally. Yeah, look at that. So that's big clump, and you can see how shiny it is. So I think that's just the oil content in it, and it's lighter than white birch, and it'll just, I mean, that handful, you put a spark in that, it's gonna go up. So, what a great tinder tree for sure. I'm gonna put that in my tinder pouch here. All right, so here we are in kind of a swampy area, which is usually where I find fiddleheads. And I think they're ostrich fern fiddleheads, if I can find them again. But yeah, it's pretty tight in here and very wet this time of year. You can kind of see everything's got like a layer of water in this low lying. But should be able to find some. It's really green in here. Let me flip the camera around so you can see. Yeah, just look at how green it's getting along the floor and very wet. So see if I can make my way through here without getting a soaker. We're up to my ankles really. Kind of opens up around here. Yeah, look how much this opens up in here. Really pretty actually. But as you can see, I'm just slogging through it. I should have wore rubber boots. It's kind of cool that way. But you see those little mounds, like right there. That's usually where I found them last year. So here we go here. Here's some young ones here. And these are perfect pretty much. I'm not seeing a lot of them, but these guys, I believe these are the ostrich ones, and they're they've got these little flakes which you can wash off, but that's what I'm looking for basically. I'm looking now and there's like a different, kind of a different one over here. I think those are the less edible kind. I'm not sure, maybe someone knows, but they have like black, almost like black hairs on them. Now they also wash off too, but I haven't tried these. I'm not gonna chance it. I don't know if they look like they would be bitter almost, but I'm gonna try and find some more of these guys. There's a big cluster right there. I would basically take this bottom one, leave the big one to grow, but that's a perfect one right there. Little washing off, and that's a really good one. But yeah, you can see them all through here. Just in this swamp area, there's a bunch all growing. Tall ones over there, you can kind of see them. Here. Yeah, they're getting big. There's another good one right there, actually. That one behind. Take the small one, leave the rest to grow. I kind of forage, you know, spread out. I don't want to take a big clump out of an area, but I find like a patch like that, and you just take the small ones on the bottom of the cluster and then move on. But there's plenty, like all through this area, there's plenty. Bit of a river over here. This is only here in the springtime because of all the melt. You can see it basically runs that way. Here we go. After a few minutes of digging, there's some really good ones. Nice handful. I am trying to find morels as well, but I think I might be in the wrong time of year. Well, not wrong time of year, it is spring, but I think I'm like 2 weeks early maybe to find them. But, you know, from what I've read online, you want 3 days of rain or 2 days of rain, like a significant amount of rain, and then warm, which right now is exactly that. It just rained for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days last week. And it's only, you know, not been raining for 2 days now, so you'd think this would be prime time to find them. But at least in this area that I've walked in this forest, I haven't found where exactly to look for them. I don't think they'd be in a swamp area like this, like in the lowland, but I have found them before in, you know, pine areas and like along the edge of pine trees and in pine needles, basically in thick pine needles. But I've never found them in like a hardwood forest. I know you can find them, and I don't know the specific trees to look under. But I've been keeping my eyes down throughout this forest, and I can't seem to find them. So I might be early though, again. It might be just a week, maybe next week, 2 weeks from now is when they start springing up. So a pretty good haul all in all. Got a bunch of ramps, some fiddleheads. You can kind of see them in the bottom there. Bunch of fiddleheads and some trout lily. I picked it. I'm gonna look it up later when I get home. I didn't pick too much of it, but I hear it makes a good salad. And then what else did we get? We got some, let's see if I can tilt down, some yellow birch bark for tinder, and you know, some really good chunks of fatwood. Look at that one, all fatwood. But yeah, pretty good day. Any day I can just get out and be in the woods is a good day. So, but yeah, hope you enjoyed watching, and leave a comment down below on some of the things I ask questions about. You know, I'm always looking for, you know, different edibles to look for in the springtime. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you on the next one.